Who's your gardener here? Hello, YouTube. I'm breathing heavy. I know a lot of people are always concerned with that. I'm an old fat guy and I've been doing some work. So first off, let's start over here. This is the big garden bed. And remember, if you looked at my previous video, it was full of trimmings from off of my bushes. You can see some of my bushes over there. Over here, I give them a big old haircut, and I got my chipper out, and that's one of those tools you don't use very often, but when you have it and you need it, it's nice to have. However, it is time consuming. It did take me about 2 days to get all that chipped up, but it's chipped up. I got it spread out. Yes, I could have burned it, but I put enough ash on the garden during the winter season. As you can see, I've got some of my posts and stuff I laid out here, but you can see we dump quite a bit of ash out here anyways. I didn't want to add any more to it, and I wanted the organic matter of it instead of the ash to spread out on the garden. And I'm not done spreading it out. It's just kind of roughly spread out. Me and my son did it the other night. After I got everybody lined up on work today in school, I came out and I started on the big garden bed. Now that right there is the U-shaped garden bed from the inside. I'm looking across my other bed here. I was so happy with that one this last year. I decided this spring, as soon as it thawed out, I was going to try to get out here and kind of mimic what I did over there. And so what I did was, as I came in, I've already done this side over here, as you can see. What I done is I put rubber roofing on the inside of that garden bed. And I was kind of leery at first because I thought maybe it just turned into, like when it rained and stuff, it'd turn into a swamp or water would just stand in it, and it did not. Of course, there's nothing on the bottom. It just drains into the ground. But it slows that process of the draining process out, slows it down quite a bit. And I'll show you. When I put these beds together, I did put these boards right here, and they were butted up against each other. But now, you know, they've dried out and they're gapped. So this is a 2x10. So only the water would run through, reach that first gap, and then it would just spill out here on the ground. And so I had to like almost overwater this bed all the time just to keep it moist enough in order to keep it watered enough to grow plants in it. So I'm trying to fix that. And what I've done here is I've gone around the bed and I'm pulled out the dirt and just away from the wall so I can get in there and slip a piece of this rubber roofing on here. Now my nephew is a roofer, and I want to thank him for the roofing material. It's just old roofing is what it is, but it's still got a lot of life in it, you know. And if this does as well as that did last year, I think I'm going to be pretty happy with it. But I wish it was a little more brighter out here. I've been at this all day. Well, I started somewhere around, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere around in there, probably around 3 o'clock. And I've already got from here all the way down to that end. Now this is a 16-foot box, 4 foot wide. And I've started here and I've come down, and I'm about at the halfway point now. But I wanted to show you guys what I was up to. So down below, so I pulled off the material with my shovel, and I laid it over and pull it off and lay it over. And so what is up here right now is just good old dirt. It is not like clay, yet it is moist and almost like you could make clay out of it, but it crumbles back up. So it's just good old dirt. But here's what I want to show you. See if I can get in here. I'm going to try and do this so you all can see. You can see that first layer right down in here. And then as you come up, here's the earth or the topsoil that I've been making by putting all of the compost and waste materials back in my soil. And if you compare it to that, it is, I mean, like I said, I wish it was a little brighter out here, but in person, I mean, you can definitely tell the contrast. This is what you want to grow your plants in, not this. Okay, so when I pull this earth back over and I put it back down in here, I'm gonna put that hard clumpy stuff in first, because this is kind of like the clay bed, you know, even though my bed's raised. And then underneath that is my good old topsoil there. And I mean, the tilth on it is just like fluff. It's phenomenal. As I'm digging it out, it's just, I mean, you could do it by hand if you wanted to. But it is time consuming. I wish I would have done this when I built the box, to be honest with you, but it's one of those things where it didn't dawn on me till I actually experienced it. The issue that I had of the water, I mean, literally I could water this bed, people, and I could watch the water spill out of this 2x10 right here. So that tells me only, you know, the top portion of the soil was getting wet, and it was not holding much water in there. You can't see them down in here because they're buried quite deep. I mean, this bed on the opposite side there is about waist high, so it's taller than 36 inches. It's pretty deep. But like right here, that is a log, and I've got several of them stacked in here. So this bed actually, I designed it to kind of be more of a hygge culture, where you've got wood that would absorb the water, and then you know, when the plants needed the water, the roots could leach down into it and retrieve the water. And it worked really good the first year because all of my butt joints on my boards were close. But as the years have gone on here and the wood has dried out, it has not been working like it's supposed to. So that's what I'm doing today. Putting this roll rubber roofing in here. I wish I'd have done it earlier, but I didn't know how well it would work. This bed is, other than scratching it out a little more and getting it set up to put plants in it, it's almost ready. Almost. This guy here is on my to-do list this year. I'm either going to do something with it or I'm going to get rid of it. I'd really want to just do something with it. So I want to take him down the hill and put him right down here on the bottom side of this bed here. So, all right, who's your gardener here? Lord bless. Have a good day. Stay healthy, people. We're praying for you.